We got to call the meeting to order, please. Have quiet in the house here. Thank you. Turn off your cell phones, please. Conversations and outbursts will be taken outside the committee chambers, and so that we can hear testimony presented and hear also hear members when we cast our votes. We'd like to welcome you to the Senate Transportation Housing Committee. We are going to operate until we receive a quorum as a subcommittee of the whole, and we will proceed with legislation hearings. The following bills have been pulled from today's agenda at the author's request. They are AB 587, item number 5 on our agenda. This means we will not hear those items today, okay? AB 904, item 13 is the other item. We will not hear those items today. So we will proceed with in file order, and we will start with item 17 at the request of Assemblyman Ting. Has other things to do, so we will allow him to proceed ahead, and you're welcome. And this is item 17, AB 1360.
I just wanted to thank you for that accommodation. I do have to return to the district. All the senators are welcome to come with me at their leisure. Again, I just wanted to thank you and my colleagues as well for that accommodation. I also wanted to thank the committee consultants and staff. We accept the items proposed in the analysis as the author's amendments to include all charter party carriers that fall under the bill specifications as author amendments. And
thank you.
Just by starting, AB 1360 allows transportation network companies like Lyft, Uber, and Sidecar to offer shared rides to riders. These companies started last fall primarily in San Francisco and Los Angeles offering these rides. They went before the California Public Utilities Commission. The Public Utilities Commission asked them to get legislation clarifying this and allowing them to do this. This legislation hasn't been updated since 1961, so we are bringing forward a very simple update to just say that transportation network companies like Lyft and Sidecar and Uber can, along the way, pick up another rider. So for all of us who've taken a ride to the airport or taken a ride to downtown San Francisco or downtown LA and said, hey, wouldn't it be nice to split the cost or share the ride with somebody? This is the technology we've been waiting for. It's a great win for drivers. It makes them more money. Great win for passengers. It saves them more money. It's a good win for the environment because it means fewer rides for everybody. We think it's a big benefit. So we respectfully ask for your aye vote. We have a couple folks here to testify from Uber. We have Alex Loip. We have from Lyft, Annabelle Chang, as well as from the Internet Association, John Doherty. Internet Association, Robert Callahan, and TechNet, John Doherty. My apologies.
Yeah, thank you. Proceed ahead. Thank you. Speakers in favor.
Hi, my name is Annabelle Chang. I'm the Public Policy Manager for Lyft. We are stating our strong support for AB 1360. AB 1360 ensures the future growth of carpooling in the state of California. Carpooling will be one of the keys to reducing congestion and helping Governor Brown meet his 50-50-50 goals. If you don't know, Lyft Line is our carpooling product. It essentially matches people coming from the same vicinity going in the same direction via the app. The benefit for the passenger is that they have a reduced ride cost. The benefit for the driver is that they will continue to pick up a lot of more people. And the benefit for the environment, of course, is untold. So right now, 80% of seats on the road are empty. And so this incentivizes people to carpool and makes it much more easy for them. So technology is helping to transform this type of transportation. And since we launched Lyft Line in August of 2014, it's already 50% of our ride requests in the Bay Area. So it shows that people are wanting to carpool and wanting to use this technology. Thank you.
Okay, excuse me, we will take roll so we can establish quorum of this committee, and that means once we have quorum, we can actually vote on the bill. So you want that, right?
Absolutely.
We want to be able to vote, so please call the roll.
Bell.
Here.
Bell present. Canella.
Here.
Canella present. Allen. Bates. Here. Bates present. Gaines. Here. Gaines present. Galgiani. Leyva. Leyva present. McGuire. Here. McGuire present. Mendoza. Roth. Here. Roth present. Whitehousky.
Thank you. We have a quorum. Go ahead and proceed. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. My name is Alex Floyd, and I'm here on behalf of Uber Technologies. AB 1360 is a bill that clarifies that products like Uber Pool can operate and two passengers can be charged differently when partially sharing a ride. AB 1360 ensures that innovation and efficiency are allowed to move forward with up-to-date regulations. Carpooling products like Uber Pool offer transparent, upfront, and affordable pricing while simultaneously reducing traffic congestion and carbon emissions. It's no secret that more and more people are moving to cities. In the next 10 years, the world is going to be facing the greatest pace of urbanization that we've ever seen, and so we need to reduce the number of vehicles on the road, especially in these cities, and this is something that Uber Pool aims to do. We hope that the committee will support AB 1360 and help us build a future that's cleaner, greener, and more efficient, thanks to car sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Robert Callahan with the Internet Association in support. It's all been said very well already. This bill's a win for everybody, so urge your aye vote. Thank you.
John Doherty on behalf of TechNet, agree and just hope that the committee supports the bill that allows the technology improvements that will realize the full promise of ride sharing throughout the state with some updated rules and regulations. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, members, Joshua Shaw for Caltrain. That's the public transit rail line that connects Santa Clara, San Mateo, and San Francisco counties. Recent data from one of the TNC suggests that almost 25% of pickups or drop-offs were at the Caltrain stations, showing this is part of the last mile, first mile problem, which is how do you get people to or from the transit system after we serve them? Urge your support. Thank you.
Phil.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Justin Fansloff on behalf of MTC. In order for us to achieve our SES, which is an aggressive transportation and regional planning strategy, we're going to need innovations like this product, and we urge your support of this. Thanks.
Sylvia Solis Shaw on behalf of the City of Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti in strong support.
Kelly Doe on behalf of California League Conservation Voters in support, and also a Me Too for Sierra Club. Thank you.
Chris Rose on behalf of the Silicon Valley Leadership Group in support.
Corey Bullis on behalf of Environmental Defense Fund, also in support.
Sage Sweetwood Planning Conservation League, also in support. Thank you.
My name is Olivia Brown. Lyft Line supports my car-free lifestyle, and I'm in support of AB 1360.
Jose Lopez, Lyft driver, in support of AB 1360.
Christian Arrington, a Lyft driver, in support of AB 1360.
Joshua Stark from Transform, in support.
Ella Wise with the Natural Resources Defense Council in support.
Rick Sanders, supporting Lyft.
Kirk Janowick, I'm a driver for Lyft, and I support AB 1360.
Ben Walker, I am in support wholeheartedly.
Stase Anderson, I'm a Lyft driver and I support AB 1360.
Teresa Morgan, I'm a Lyft driver, and I support AB 1360. Moira Top on behalf of Orange County Business Council in support.
Peter Fordham from Cameron Park, California, wholeheartedly in support, and I urge that you support it also. Thank you much.
Hi, my name is James Kirtley from Sacramento, and on behalf of my family, and I would urge you to definitely vote in behalf of this legislation. No doubt it is a win-win situation, as you have heard, and I hope that you'll vote in favor. Thank you.
My name is Abdurrahman Khan. My mother is about 85 years old, frail, so I take care of her. Thank Lyft for giving me the opportunity. You press a button and the vehicle arrives. Thank you again.
Hello, my name is Peter Teope, Lyft driver, and I support the AB 1360. Thank you.
Hi, Felipe Robledo in support of AB 1360.
Hi, I'm Sahil Trivedi. I'm a Lyft driver. I support AB 1360. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jason Meyer from Sacramento, also a Lyft driver. I support AB 1360. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Hamidullah. I'm a Lyft driver, and I strongly support AB 1360.
Jonas from Sacramento. I'm Lyft driver. I support AB 1360.
Kim Urso. I support AB 1360.
My name is Sean Kilcoyne, and I am a Lyft driver when I'm not driving for Uber. And I'm asking you to support AB 1360. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Alice Kilcoyne. I am a Lyft passenger as well as Uber, and I support AB 1360.
Zanya Nolan, Lyft driver out of Sacramento, California. Took me a mission to get here on these crunches. That just goes to show how much I'm in support of AB 1360.
Dion Brent, Sacramento Lyft driver, and I'm in support of AB 1360.
Hi, I'm Kim Larkin, Sacramento Lyft driver. Please support this. We really need all the support we can get for ride sharing and to really make a big difference in our community. Thank you.
Austin Puppo, Lyft driver and retired, helps my income. Thank you. Support this job.
My name is Michael Harris, Sacramento Lyft driver, in support of AB 1360 for the community and the environment.
Hi, my name is Steffi Montesino. I'm a Lyft driver and a passenger, and I support AB 1360.
Hello, I'm Noah Harris, and I am a Lyft driver as well as a frequent Lyft passenger, and I support AB 1360.
My name is Jessica Richard, and I'm a Lyft driver. Lyft is my livelihood, and I support AB 1360.
I'm Seth Matriciano. I support AB 1360 because I'm a disabled person, way better than paratransit.
I'm Alana Palermo. I'm a recent Lyft driver and longtime Lyft passenger, and I support AB 1360.
I'm Kamidu Danapala. I'm a Lyft driver. I support AB 1360.
James and Nifa Bailey, and we both support AB 1360. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Tarek Myers, and I support AB 1360.
Good afternoon, Cornelius Burke with the Bay Area Council in support.
Any other speakers in favor of this legislation? Okay, thank you. We'll hear from the opposition, please. Are there opponents? Please come forward. Allow the opponents to have a seat, and we'll hear from their side. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members, Greg Cook, representing the Greater California Livery Association. With the amendments the author accepted today, as identified in your analysis, we will withdraw our opposition. Thank you to you and the author.
So the amendments would be to create a level playing field?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Other speakers? No.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Committee members, my name is Mark Gruberg. I'm a San Francisco cab driver with Green Cab of San Francisco, a carbon-neutral company. We run all hybrid cabs, and I'm here speaking for the San Francisco Taxi Workers Alliance, which is an AFL-CIO-affiliated union. I want to first address the claims of environmental benefits for this bill and for these services in general. There's a mythology here that needs to be examined, and here are some facts. We know that by their own admission, Uber and Lyft have tens of thousands of vehicles operating in San Francisco alone, more in Los Angeles. That compares to fewer than 2,000 taxis in San Francisco, almost all of which are hybrids or other low-emissions vehicles. TNCs could be almost anything, including vans, minivans, SUVs, pickup trucks, you name it. We know that contrary to their claims, TNCs put far more vehicles on the road than they take off. The UC Transportation Center at UC Berkeley released a study last summer in which they asked passengers how they would have made the trip if they hadn't used the TNC services. Only 6% said they would have taken their personal car, and another 1% said a family member or friend would drive them. Fully 93% would have gotten there some other way, 39% by taxi, 33% by bus or rail. We do know now that San Francisco is the second most congested city in the country after Los Angeles. And we know that from a study of the American Lung Association that the Bay Area's air quality is getting worse and worse, and it's not hard to understand why. Tens of thousands of vehicles plying the streets like taxis. The further expansion of TNC services as allowed by this bill will take more passengers away from environmentally preferable alternatives of mass transit and taxis. Because the pool ride is generally a cheaper option, the heaviest impact will probably be on mass transit. Fewer riders means less funding for transit, which means a downward spiral of service and job cutbacks. These are real jobs where workers have real benefits and a say in the condition of their employment. Taxi drivers have already been devastated by the operations of these companies. That needs to be fixed, but in the meantime, don't let it go any further. And lastly, as lawmakers, doesn't it trouble you that Uber and Lyft are currently providing these services in flagrant violation of the law? They've had every opportunity to come here first and ask for your blessing before starting ride pooling illegally. But contempt for the law is ingrained in their business model. They're doing this around the country and in Uber's case around the world. So don't reward this behavior. Send them away. Insist that they come back with clean hands if they wish to make their case for a bill like this. Give the environmental community, some of which are supporting this bill, a chance to take a good hard look at this, which we believe they haven't done up to now. Passing this bill will only reward this culture of law-breaking and encourage more of the same. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Other speakers in opposition?
Hi, I'm Barry Korngold. Been a cab driver in San Francisco over 25 years, and I'm also part of the San Francisco Taxi Workers Alliance. This amendment does not level the playing field at all. There are still two different sets of regulations. This is still, the TNC industry is still a largely unregulated industry, which has been predicated on breaking the laws that their competitors must follow. They're breaking the law right now, as Mark mentioned, blatantly and advertising about it. They're doing this carpooling already before you change the law. There's still insurance problems. Although AB 2293 was passed last year, it does not close all the major insurance gaps. Most TNC drivers are still relying on, they're still avoiding telling their personal insurance companies about their commercial activities. They do not undergo fingerprinted background checks or third-party vehicle inspections. They're left to self-regulation. They're just doing distracted driving. As one of the speakers said, he's driving for Uber and Lyft, so he's looking at two phones when they don't have a passenger. They're distracted. There's no meaningful regulations in this bill about pricing. Uber and Lyft both do surge pricing. Over this last weekend, Uber cut off the Uber taxis so that people couldn't take taxis, which are regulated. The city sets our price so that they could do surge pricing. And this will happen as soon as the taxis and the buses go away. So you're not protecting the public by doing this. And they're putting vehicles on the road like crazy. Vehicles that would otherwise be parked are now out driving. People are buying vehicles that otherwise would not have vehicles. I heard an ad today on the radio saying that somebody's saying how they wouldn't be able to buy a car if it wasn't for Uber. They're not taking vehicles off the road. This isn't good for the environment. This is a big snow job. Please vote no on this.
Okay, thank you, sir. Other opponents?
Jennifer Tannehill with Aaron Reed and Associates on behalf of the Taxi Cab Paratransit Association of California.
Okay.
We're opposed to the bill as it is in print and echo the concerns of the folks that have made comments here so far. And we're reviewing the amendments mentioned in the analysis.
Thank you. Thank you. Other opponents? Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Jim Gleach. I'm with Super Shuttle International, who's been actually sharing the ride in California to airports for over 30 years in clean air vehicles. We had some concerns with this bill. We wrote the author a letter. We're also working with the California airports about these concerns. We think we can get this settled, but we just wanted to go on record that we did have some concerns, but we think we'll be all right.
Okay. Other opponents, please. I see none. Maybe you can respond to some of the comments, Assemblyman.
Happy to. First of all, I do think it is environmentally, a huge environmental opportunity. What we do see in San Francisco is we actually do see people who are not buying cars, are really relying on a mix of bike, public transit, taxis, and TNCs to really get around. We think long-term that this is going to be a model that will be successful. Clearly, we do need something to assist our public transit options, and we think that this will help, as well as with cabs, to do that last mile so that we can really get people out of cars using a combination of transit as well as TNCs and cabs. We think there's a really significant opportunity. And again, this is ultimately what's great for the consumer as well. We're going to see consumer costs go down because of increased competition. We're going to see greater access to these rides. We really do like our cab drivers, but unfortunately there are frankly not enough of them in San Francisco or even in LA. There's very difficult times to actually get a cab. I live in the western part of San Francisco, and while the town's relatively small, before many of these TNC options even came around, it was almost impossible to get any cab to pick me up at my house, to take me downtown, or to go down, unless I was going to the airport. So again, this is options where now I have other options from my home to get to other parts of San Francisco. In terms of the regulation, the TNCs, I did what they needed to do, which is to talk to the California Public Utilities Commission. They got notified last fall that they needed to do legislation. We were approached sometime in sort of late fall, early winter to look at this bill, which we decided to carry. So we are going through that process right now. As we all know, the earliest that we could have done a bill is this session after being notified last fall. So I think that we are working to follow the rules, making sure that we're doing everything possible to really help this technology grow. San Francisco has been ground zero for much of this technology, whether it's Airbnb, TNCs. We are seeing it. As a city, we faced our own challenges. It's really about how to balance this innovation, which we want to really encourage and bring into San Francisco as well as in California, but also how to even the playing field for the other technologies and the other companies that have already been here. It's a constant struggle. Every day, I think we struggle with it. We keep doing local regulations as well as state regulations, and I think it's constantly trying to find a balance. What we want to make sure we're doing is not to stifle the innovation, because the innovation is really the key to our economy. We want to keep growing the innovation. We want to keep bringing those companies in. We want to make sure we're doing our part, but we also want to make sure we're protecting consumers, that we're creating an even playing field, and I think this bill does many of those things.
Okay, do we have, no, you can't, no, excuse me. Yeah. Everybody had their chance, okay. Do we have any questions from the committee? Yes, right over here.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Assemblymember Ting. I remain to have great concerns with Uber and Lyft, as I expressed this morning in the Energy Committee meeting. I worry more about them being independent contractors, and to all the folks here with Lyft, I have questions about whether or not you're being treated properly if you're an independent contractor, whether you're an employee or not. So some of my concerns lie with you and the job you do or don't do and the protections that you do or don't have. I agree that we need innovation, but I don't think we should have innovation at the expense of the workers or this new workforce. I also don't believe that this is an environmentally necessarily friendly bill. When I met with the representative of Uber yesterday, by his own admission, there are over 100,000 cars from Uber, and I think 40,000, he said, for Lyft that are on the road. So I wouldn't categorize this bill maybe as environmentally friendly. I am going to support the bill today, but as I said in Energy Committee, I still have some strong concerns and reservations with Uber and Lyft, and I think we'll see that coming up in the next coming weeks.
I absolutely appreciate the comments. We continue to struggle with it, and this is something that we think will be an ongoing issue in the next few years. There's no question.
Okay, committee members, this bill has been recommended for approval. We took a lot of amendments through the process to clean up some of the disparities in terms of livery service and the Lyft Uber model. So we're trying to keep a even playing field with those amendments. And so we're recommending approval of this bill, and if there's no further questions.
I have a question.
Senator Bates, yes,
Yeah,
please.
Senator Bell, just a little curious about not hearing an earlier discussion about how this does affect taxi companies and the drivers. Are they disadvantaged then?
I think they spoke for themselves. They seem to think that they are, yes.
Because it doesn't cover them.
This bill is not directly, this bill deals with transportation network companies, exempting them from restriction on charging individual fares rather than fare for the use of the vehicle. So this is a specific bill to a specific area, and what we did is we took amendments, right? Correct, amendment, to apply it to all people that do that, in fact. So it doesn't really, in a direct way, affect that taxi service, but they feel that this whole business model affects their service. I think that's a characterization. And I think that it's reflected in Senator Leva's comments as well. So they're just sort of, a concern that they have in general, but this bill is more of a narrow bill. We're going to review another bill next week that's going to be more of the broader, bigger subject matter on this particular subject. Okay? There's a motion. Any other questions or comments? Okay. Would you like to close?
I just respectfully ask for aye vote.
Thank you. We'll call the roll, please.
The motion is to pass as amended and refer to the Committee on Energy, Utilities, and Communications. Bell?
Aye.
Bell, aye. Cannella?
Aye.
Cannella, aye. Allen? Bates? Bates, aye. Gaines? Gaines, aye. Galgiani? Leyva? Leyva, aye. McGuire? McGuire, aye. Mendoza? Roth? Roth, aye. Wachowski.
Okay, this bill will be on call, and we'll await the final vote when the absent members are allowed to vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Assemblyman.